here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson we're going to show you how to play Sign of the Times by Harry Styles, and we're going to show you how to play it without a capo. Now this song is in the key of F, and generally F is a bar chord. It's probably the first chord that most of you come across and you're like, oh man, this is pretty tough playing this F bar chord. But we have some workarounds, we have some easier ways to play it, and if you want to get a closer look at that, please download our free ebook. It's free to all of our subscribers. It shows you like an easy way to play the F chord. It shows you all the basics for strumming, switching chords, making sure that you can keep a steady rhythm, you know, how to use a strap and a tuner, all the really basic stuff. So please check it out if you want to build up a solid foundation. So we're going to start out with the chord shapes, and our first chord is F. And we can play it like a bar chord like that, or we can play it using this grip, just first fret of the B string, second fret of the G, use your pinky or your fourth finger for the third fret of D, and then the third fret of the A string, and mute the outside strings. This top one you can mute just by kind of gripping it and touching it with that part of your hand, and the bottom string you can mute with your thumb. And that's a really easy way to play the F that still sounds nice and full. It's a lot fuller than the other beginner shape. So that one's not as big as. Then we have a D minor chord. And for that one, try to avoid the lower two strings as you strum it. And then we have the C chord. And for that one, ignore the lowest string. And now let's figure out the chord order. It's really, really simple. We'll start out on an F chord. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Again. Then we switch to D minor. C. Let's do all that one more time. C chord. Before moving on, make sure that you can play the chords like we just did, counting along, downstrokes only, to make sure that you have all the changes nice and smooth. And now we'll move on to the rhythm. And for this part, once again, really, really simple. It's just so all I'm doing there is I'm playing a downstroke, and then I'm doing a really small downstroke, which we'll call a root, even though we're not necessarily hitting the roots of each of these chords. And try that on each of the chords. So try it on a D minor. See how I'm just aiming for the lowest note in that D minor chord? I'm doing a downstroke, then aiming for the lowest note. And we're gonna go down, root, 4 times on F, 4 times on D minor, and then 8 times on C, and that's all we do for the verse. So take a moment with that, and when you're ready, we can play it together nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the pre-chorus is almost the same as the verse. There's just one little difference. When we get to the C chord, we'll play C for the first 4 down roots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the next half, we're going to add our pinky finger here, our 4th finger, and that's on the 3rd fret of the G string. That makes a C7 chord, and then we play that. And that's it. So let's try that together now, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're going to learn the chorus. And once again, it's really similar to the part we just did. It uses the exact same chords as the pre-chorus. We're just going to change the strumming pattern. The strumming pattern we're going to use now goes like this. And that's just down, root, down, down, up. So if you're having trouble with that, we can divide it into 2 parts. First we have down, root, which is like a big strum and then a little one. So down, root. Then we have down, down, up, which is pretty simple, just. When you put that together, down, root, down, down, up. Try it a few times in a row. Once you've gotten comfortable with that, tried it over each of the chords, we can put that strumming pattern over the exact same chords as the pre-chorus, and we'll be able to play the chorus. So let's try that together now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the last part we have to learn is the bridge, and for this one we're going to need a new chord shape. It's a B flat chord, and we could play it like that as a bar chord, but that one's kind of physically demanding, and I find it's actually really easy to just take our F chord, so take that 4-finger grip, and then you just slide it up the fretboard until your first finger lines up with the 6th fret. Make sure you're muting the outside strings, and that's our B flat chord. So just practice going between F, B flat, F, slide it up, just to make sure you're sliding up to the right spot. And when we actually put the B flat in context, it's gonna happen after the C chord. So it's a really good idea to be able to switch comfortably between C and B flat. And here's a really easy way to do it. So we'll take our C chord. Now, keep track of this finger and that finger. We can let go of our middle finger, but we want to slide our shape up and keep our shape. And these 2 fingers will already be in the exact same spot that they need to be in. So we have our C, and then I'm going to slide these 2 fingers, and then it's just a matter of completing the shape, and I get my B flat. So that's a really good tip, is leaving those two fingers down. And as far as the order of the chords goes, we're playing B flat instead of C7. We're going to use the same strumming pattern that we used for the chorus. So all we're doing basically is playing the chorus, except we're substituting the C7 for a B flat chord, and that's it. So when you're ready, we'll try it together nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you play Sign of the Times by Harry Styles. Remember to take the time to work through the chord switches, then add the pattern when you're ready. You know, just go through it systematically like we just did, and you'll get this song in no time. If you need any extra help, please remember to download our free ebook. It's free to all of our subscribers, and it has all the basics, all the stuff you might need in there. Other than that, I hope you have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you next week.